Hello, comrades. Commissar bro here today with Romania. That's right. I haven't been able to do a lot of Superpower 2 videos lately. The thing about Superpower 2, and I'm sure you all understand, is that while the game is relatively easy to show off, there's only so many videos you can do about it before you have trouble figuring out what to do next. You know what I mean? So, and with the Rise of Djibouti series that we just restarted, I'm considering on canning that and doing it without the Mr. Mondays mod, maybe a different mod. I don't really like that mod. It's alright. I know a lot of people have been clamoring for the Red Communist mod, so I might try that one, or I might just try a different mod altogether, maybe the Cold War mod or something, or something else. You know, I really don't like the Mr. Mondays mod, because it just makes everyone super poor, and that's how it solves all the problems. And to me, that doesn't really solve the problems. That just makes it it makes you have to use the global tax modifier to get out of debt and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan from what I've experienced from it so far. So this is a base copy of Superpower 2 playing as Romania. Again, it has been requested, so I figured, hey, why not? I'll try to show it off as best as I can, or at least to show what I would do in just a basic scenario like we used to do, right? Yeah, so it's kind of back to roots as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so again, with the Djibouti series, I'm sorry for only doing one episode. I truly am. Because I really wanted to do a whole thing out of it, but then I actually sat down and looked at it objectively, and I'm like, I really just do not like this mod. I just don't like it. So to me, I would much rather play something I'm more comfortable with. That I guess I don't know. I would just rather play something else. I'm not much of a fan of it because it forces. I don't know. Basically, the situation that was with Djibouti is it forces you to be a lot more militaristic, even though you don't really need to that early on. Early on, you should be able to sustain your economy, no problem, right? Well, it doesn't really let you. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that, and instead let's focus on how to do Romania. So with Romania, you start out with really high inflation. You need to get that shit down. So I've already got my interest up to 23.1%. I've raised taxes to 69.6%. And even then, you could probably raise it up to 79.6, and it would solve that kind of, that deficit there. But let's also take a look at our budget and see a lot of money's going into research. We don't really want that, do we? No, we don't. And actually, what is our stability and approval? Terribly low. So we want to at least get government up to there, bring healthcare down a little bit, put infrastructure up a lot more. And let's see where we are on our interest. Okay, inflation is 26.2. So that means it's going to continually go down. And look, we've already almost got ourselves in a positive level. We could get rid of research altogether. I'm going to bring it down a tad bit more. We could bring down environment a bit. We could bring down health care a little bit more, maybe even education a bit more. I'm going to put telecom up just a smidgen. And I'm going to put government up just bit more as well. Alright. So let's look at our stability, 31.9, really low. Our approval is very low, but let's also take a look at our laws. We want to be more like the Western countries here. We want to get on their good side. So to do that, it looks like we pretty much already have everything we need. We could permit abortion. We'll permit that and see what happens. It didn't really change anyone too much. Abortion is kind of one of those iffy ones. Sometimes it does something, but more often than not it doesn't. So, whatever. We'll be fine, but we should raise our tax rate a tad bit more. So I'm going to put it up another 1%. Go back to budgets. We're going to put some money into foreign aid. Foreign aid is incredibly important. You want to be on a good relation with other countries. Because then if you can get the higher relations, then you can get money from them. Yes. And that's what we want from this. We want more monies. And I think everything else is pretty much good. Corruption's pretty bad in our country at 53.7%. That's taking up $914 million every refresh there, every quarter. So that's pretty bad. But again, we're coming around. We're getting ourselves to where we should be, with inflation's almost at a manageable point. We still have 61% resources, and I think it's just a matter of kind of letting everything settle out, and we should be good to go. Even then, you could go and disband a lot of your military as well. Romania does have a pretty powerful military, if all things considered, so getting rid of what it has wouldn't exactly be a bad idea. It would save you quite a bit of money. It could be the difference of, having money and not having money. So, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things, it's not a bad idea. We're actually going to bring propaganda down a bit, too. That'll raise our relations with other countries in the world. Really, what I would do, if I was going to do this video for an extended period of time as Romania, I would actually just, leave my economy as is, not touch it for, let's see, it's been 8 months, 9 months so far. So I would not touch my economy for 2-3 years. Just kind of let it sit and keep doing its thing. And what would happen is our diplomacy rating would go way up with all these other countries. And as you can see, our money is actually increasing. We're beating the deficit issues here. So once the inflation gets down to around 3%, we can drop the interest level to much more reasonable levels. And we'll have the money that we need. So I mean, that's about as far as we can go with that. All right, so we got it down to 4.7. Now, if we put it at 0, all right, drop down to 4.4, it should still keep dropping. But now that we've got it at 0, our inflation, or economic health, should actually go back up. And once this stabilizes, I would put it at around. I would just kind of slowly raise it as inflation gets higher and higher. So let's see, it's at 3.8 right now. Boom, look at that. We're making income. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. It's really simple, I think. A lot of the basic economics of this game. And then again, I've been playing it for years, so it seems pretty straightforward in terms of how it works. Yeah, that's really about it. So this has been Commissar Bro. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a little playthrough with Romania, just showing how I would do it economically. If we're looking at it in just a year's time, our approval is going to be about 50%. Our stability is going up. Corruption is lowering. We still have a very powerful military. We didn't have to get rid of anything. We are making money. It shows right now that we're not, but it's because I keep pumping this stuff up. So don't worry, we will be making money in a few more months here again. And even then, you could finagle a bit with the budget sliders here to make up the difference. Honestly, I'm being a little bit more, I'm spending a little bit more money than I normally would. So that's kind of one of the reasons that we are here in this case anyway. So if I take education, oh well, look, see, I didn't even have to touch it and bring it down. But if I take education, just hypothetically speaking, or environment, let's take environment, and I bring it down that much, look at that. That's a huge influx of money that we would get from me just, taking a little bit of money away. And, it would probably be more beneficial, really. But you wouldn't have little boost to resource growth. As you can see, we started at 61%. It's gone up 2% in a year. That's actually pretty good. As long as you're not, doing some crazy stuff with your economy. And you also got to consider we're not receiving any foreign aid from any country at all. Which, again, we're doing this all by ourselves. So, all things considered, this is a really great start. And this would be Romania is always a country I like to play as in Superpower 2, because it's that nice mix between not really all that hard, and yet just enough of a challenge because of its location next to all the major European powers that militarily it's hard to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go take people over. So anyway, this has been Commissar Bro. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.